Hello, guys. In this scenario of Bernie Sanders versus former President Donald Trump. Now, I think Bernie would be probably a better candidate than Joe Biden at this point in the 2024 election. People may say he's very far left, but if you look at the favorability ratings, like nationwide, Bernie has pretty decent ones. It's either only -1 or -2%, while Trump's is like in the tens, or it's sometimes even positive by a few percentage points, which is pretty good considering how much Republicans always hammer into American people's minds that Bernie's like a socialist slash communist over and over again. So let's get right into this. Now, man, my throat. I think I'm good now. The first few states I'm going to categorize is Colorado and New Mexico. I don't think Trump has any chance in either of these two states because Bernie did have a significant appeal among Latino voters, just in the West in general. Virginia, I could see it going down to likely just because Bernie's not the establishment Democrat that Virginia loves. Ohio and Iowa, this is pretty striking. I think Bernie could definitely get these states within a likely scenario, like likely territory, just because he's a new, fresh type of populist Democrat that Joe Biden just simply isn't. So he could appeal to a lot of these voters in the Rust Belt states right here. Now, the next few states. Texas and Florida, I really don't think Bernie has that much of a shot in either of these two states. They're pretty conservative leaning. Texas, a lot more conservative leaning than Texas. North Carolina, I also don't think Bernie would be the best here. It's kind of his weakest area is the South, which is why I think he would also perform pretty badly in Georgia and lose that state as well. Nevada and Arizona. Nevada, I think Bernie could for sure win it. He performed very well in the Nevada caucus, and the left-wing side of the Democratic Party has been taking control of a lot of offices in Nevada, and they're doing pretty well here in the state party elections. In Arizona, however, I think Bernie's kind of too far left to appeal to moderate Republicans to say and win it. So we're going to categorize Arizona as tilt Republican for now. Nebraska second, I also think Bernie could perform pretty well in. I think he could probably carry it, even though the progressive challenger in Nebraska second has lost many times before. That could be explained by the DNC not funding that Democratic candidate enough just because they're a progressive and they kind of would rather a moderate Democrat be there. But I think Bernie would perform a little bit worse than Biden Nebraska second, but Trump's just so hated there. I think Bernie could probably still win Nebraska second as a progressive. New Hampshire and Maine. Maine, I think Bernie for sure could take it by a likely margin, while Maine second barely go to Trump. New Hampshire, on the other hand, I think Bernie would still win New Hampshire by a likely margin. I mean, he's from the neighboring state of Vermont. He's pretty well liked in New Hampshire. Probably a lot more liked than Donald Trump, and probably would carry it by a pretty good margin. Now, the last four Rust Belt states. Minnesota, for sure, seeing going to Bernie by a likely margin. Michigan, I think Bernie would probably win it by 2 to 3 points. And Pennsylvania and Wisconsin. As long as Bernie avoids and critiques the Biden administration while he's campaigning about what things they did wrong, I think he could distance himself from the Biden admin's terrible approval ratings in both the states of Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. Which is why I would give Bernie Pennsylvania by a narrow margin, and even Wisconsin by a tilt margin over. Trump could easily win this election if he just flips Wisconsin. He's the winner. So Wisconsin really is the kingmaker in this election scenario. So let me know what you think of this election prediction in the comments below. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.